behind the game and then all of a sudden everyone come right back. How tough was that?
Unfortunately, it's part of the game. I don't think any of us in there really ride an emotional roller coaster, which is good. It just made things difficult coming down in the night, though.
You guys are in a situation you guys haven't quite been in a couple of years now.
Actually, we're in a situation every year, backs against the wall. So it's a familiar spot for us. We usually do pretty good, come out swinging and find a way to get it done. So, we have a game tomorrow, find a way to get it done.
Very unusual play in the ninth inning, obviously with Johnny Damon there and you guys are in the ship. What happened there from your perspective?
You know what, usually, I take responsibility for it. I make sure the pitcher knows that, with Tech Share, we played a shift over, that he knows that on the steal he has to cover third. And that time I didn't really mention anything to Brad, so, when he made the pitch, in his mind it's just a regular steal, but with the way the defense is set up, it's my job to make sure he knows to go to third.
It's interesting that you say that because, talking to other guys, everybody else is trying to take, responsibility for it.
But I'm the captain of the infield, so that's my job. Did it the inning before when Chan Ho was pitching, and just didn't do it that time.
Yeah, have you been a part of that particular play, though, when you have a shift on in the game?
Usually we're the ones doing it to other teams. This time it happened to us. Damon, very alert, ball thrown behind him, and he was already, 2 steps in front of Pedro, and it's really not a foot race at that point.
Jimmy, you mentioned before about over the years how you guys have been able to get off the mat and fight back. Is that something, having had that experience and that confidence of knowing what you can do, take into tomorrow night?
To be short and direct, yes.
When you talk about the fact that this team hasn't had to have that mentality, backs against the wall in the playoffs yet in 2 years, and really what that means at this point, you got to win 3 straight or it's over.
No, you got to win one game at a time.
And that's how you're taking it.
Jimmy, we can't win 3 without winning 1.
When you go with Cliff Lee on the mound, though, in a game like this, how much more confidence does that give you?
I don't think we get any more confident. Whoever's on the mound, we feel have a chance to win that day. It's going to do their job, and Joe did a great job today. We just didn't close out at the end.
Jimmy, in these 3 losses you guys have had in a row, you only have 1 inning where you scored more than 1 run. What's been the biggest obstacle you think in terms of you got solo home runs and stuff, but putting together big innings like you have in the regular season?
Getting hits with 2 outs. That's something we were able to do pretty well. Bases loaded situations. We were able to come up with that hit. We've had a couple of those situations and just haven't executed.
Charlie said that, after the game, he wasn't going to say anything to you guys. He said maybe, after the night when he's had time to think about it, he'll say something tomorrow. You, as obviously one of the big veterans on this team, will you say anything? Is it time to say anything, or you just let it be?
I guess that works real well in Hollywood movies. And, you make this grand speech and everybody turns around and becomes superheroes. But we all know what we have to do. We talked about it in the lunchroom. What's the task at hand, and Charlie, if he wants to say something, he'll say something. Other than that, the focus and the job hasn't changed to win a game.
Even after a really tough loss like that with the range of motion, you were talking right after the game about
dead horse right now, man.
But you were right on to the next game right after the game?
Yeah, definitely. Can't do anything to change tonight. Nothing. Think about it hard. Won't change the results.
Jim, you've been at a lot of baseball games.
All right, last question. Go ahead.
You've been at a lot of baseball games. Have you ever seen that play at a time like that?
What play?
Johnny Damon's play.
On a stolen base, you could go back really, beginning of 2000, I guess 8 it was, when we had a bunt play when Shane bunted the ball to third, and, Zimmerman came in, forced Guzman over, and I was able to take third on the bunt play. Like I said, we're usually the ones taking advantage of a shift on Ryan Howard. We've done it a few times, and that was a time I didn't, signal to Brad that make sure he gets the third on the throw. Just all you gotta do is, take 2 steps in that direction and you stop it right there. But, I didn't do my part in making sure that he knew the defense that we were in that he needed to
because it all happened
cover.
so fast.
Yeah. No, I had time. It was a situation I was like, should I cover or does Pedro cover? If I cover, it really defeats the purpose of me playing on this side of the ball or the bag. And so I gave Pedro the cover, but I just didn't tell Brad to make sure he gets over there in case of a steal.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thanks, Jimmy.